Hello, blog reading cuties. I recently watched a documentary called A Small Act. This documentary absolutely blew me away. It was so amazing. It's all about this man, Chris, who was raised in a small town in Kenya, and his family was very poor, and they weren't able to pay for him to get through school. And there you have to pay for like high school, and his family couldn't afford it. But there was an organization out of Sweden where people there were able to sponsor students in this town in Kenya. And he had good grades, and so he was eligible to be sponsored. And he was sponsored by this woman named Hilda Back. Well, Hilda Back enabled him to get through high school, and he did really well, and he was able to go to the University of Nairobi, and he became a lawyer. From there he went on to Harvard, and now he works at the United Nations as a human rights lawyer, and he's worked on genocide cases as a human rights lawyer. Well, he was so moved by what this woman Hilda Back did, because really he explains that for him and his town, education is the difference between life and death. It's the people that are so poor, what they do, the other options they have besides getting educated and having the opportunity to have good jobs, they can do things like pick coffee beans for $1.50 a day, or it's just all very hard labor. And people that are susceptible because they're uneducated to people who go around and want to recruit them to be part of their militias, and then they end up just with having a very violent life. And he didn't have to go through that. He actually is able to have a wonderful, amazing life because of this woman Hilda Back. And he always saw her as sort of like this angel who somehow materialized into his life. Well, he was so moved by what she did that he created a foundation called, I believe it's called the Hilda Back Education Foundation. And through that organization, he now sponsors other kids and helps them get through school. But he wanted to meet this woman, Hilda Back. So in the documentary, it shows him together with this woman, Hilda Back, who he had always imagined as this sort of very wealthy Swedish woman who, just had money to give away randomly. But that wasn't the case at all. Hilda Back is actually, she was a school teacher, and she was a Holocaust survivor. And someone helped her emigrate from Nazi Germany into Sweden. And so how crazy is that? That she was a Holocaust survivor, she is a Holocaust survivor, and she helped this kid get through school, and he now is a human rights lawyer. So the documentary is really all about the ripple effect that one small act can have. His foundation is now getting more and more donations, so he's able to help more and more people get educated and have opportunities to have a far better life than they otherwise would have. And the documentary also follows these 3 students in school now in the same village, really working hard to get good enough grades to get scholarships. And you see them waiting for their test results. When these test results show, will decide whether or not they get a scholarship, and just the looks on their faces, you can see it's like those people who are waiting for to know whether or not they're going to go to prison for the rest of their life or not. Without an education, their life is a prison sentence. So the documentary absolutely blew me away, and it just made me think about the consequences of what we do. And it doesn't even have to be like a big thing that we do. It's just everything we do and everything we say. Everything has a ripple effect, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. A good thing has good ripple effects, and the ripple effects can multiply so much, and probably the negative effects as well. So I know I'm trying to be more aware of what I say and do, so that the ripple effects of what I say and do, will be positive instead of negative. And I'm so curious about what my blog reading lovelies do. I know the absolute most amazing, wonderful people in the whole world. I know that you're kind and giving, and I would love to hear about your small acts and what it is that you guys do. And if you know what the consequences are, I would love to know about those as well. So, and who knows, maybe one of these days you can be featured on Real World Yogi. So let me know in my blog what you do that has a positive effect on people's lives. and we'll do a little video about it. So no, go out, have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing day. I love you all.